Donald John Trump put his fucking name on an executive order and said he's gonna reinstate merit-based systems in a country where many states that voted for him don't allow felons to vote, but they voted for a 34-time convicted felon to become president of the United States. That same 34-time convicted felon is a wealthy white billionaire who was born wealthy. Now, do y'all remember the UNC Harvard admissions thing that struck down affirmative action in colleges? I seem to remember saying this in that video.
To mention the logic in this ruling could be applied to the workplace, and if it is, then that could directly hinder minority wages, which would directly hinder their ability to buy property, which would directly hinder the ability to provide quality education through public high school, which would call for affirmative action to be needed even more.
And would you look at that, almost as if I know what the fuck I'm talking about, a civil rights era anti-discrimination rule was just repealed via executive order by Donald Trump. Trump signed an executive order entitled Ending Illegal Discrimination and Restoring Merit-Based Opportunity. This rule stood for 60 years and is now gone as a result of a broader fight against allowing diversity into workplaces. The rule required federal contractors to take affirmative action to ensure that workers aren't discriminated against based on things like race, color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, or national origin. Because while it's still illegal for employers to discriminate on these characteristics broadly, it makes it harder for people to actually file these cases if this rule is gone. And if you think this only matters if you work for the government, you're also mistaken. Because Trump, towards the end of that executive order, also wants attorneys general to plan out and be able to call out private sector companies that are engaging in DEI. Or again, doing anything to ensure that not just straight white men have jobs in this country. All of these fucking studies and statistics I can pull for you right now that shows you how much of a gap there still is between minorities and white people, or women and men, when it comes to all these different fields. And these people will have you believe that we solved the issue and now we need to move past to a post-racial society. If we did, then why the fuck are the disparities still there? Conservatives and white people made an entire system where they say, hey, you know, you can't work here because you're black. Then people later come along and say, that's wrong, you know, we need to make sure that even if you're black, you can still get a job. And these niggas are telling you, hey, you said the word black, which means you're unfairly focusing on race and you're discriminating against white people. Let's move past this shit, it's already over. And to make it worse, there are colored folk who will defend this shit because they've been deluded into believing that everything's a meritocracy. Take any other person with that same amount of felony convictions and make them black and see how far they get in the political world. I would be fine with this if we actually did shit to ensure that we are living in a post-racial society. But Elon Musk just did a Hitler salute and people are defending it. And I just saw somebody said what happened to George Floyd was a lie, justice for Derek Chauvin. What post-racial society do we live in? But Trump is funny though. So y'all make me fucking sick.